All right, I got before we finish, I gotta let your sense of humor has always been the greatest thing that attracts me to you. I love your sense of humor. And for those that don't know, when you're over in a Middle Eastern country at like 7 a.m., at noon, at 5 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, the wailing goes and it's the call to prayer and the mosque light up and the sirens go off and everybody goes out and they put the rug out and they do their deal. Well, all right, tell the story, man. It's funny
All
as
right.
hell.
So Afghanistan is a weird place. I mean, aside from being stuck in like the mid 1400s, they even have their own time zone. They're like a half an hour off of everybody else in that time zone just because they want to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so you guys are just going to do what you want to at the clock. And yeah, they play the azan like 5 times a day, and it really gets annoying. And I'm stuck on this Afghan border patrol base where their brigade headquarters is. And so I'm living there and working with them and everything. And I noticed that the thing that plays the azan, the call to prayer, is like this little machine that's off in the corner that nobody ever messes with. And so I go and look at it, and it's really easy to figure out how to set the times for when it goes off. So what the hell? Let's just start bumping the times up, a minute or so a day. And eventually I basically get them on time with everybody else in the world. And, but the call to prayer is going off and people are like, man, it is really early. The sun isn't even up yet. And, the call to prayer is going off. We got to trot over to the mosque and pray. And yeah, I just did that for my own fun and amusement. And I don't know that they ever actually fixed it. And no, they did. I fixed it. That's right. Because one day I changed everything back. So everything happened like 30 minutes later. And people are like, it's getting dark now. And there's the call to prayer. Or isn't it lunchtime? And yeah, and that's one of those things that I did. I never told anybody about that was with me, but I just thought it was hilarious. And another thing, they have those the squatty potty toilets.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that the Afghans had, they weren't real big on cleaning those. And so they're always messy, always really nasty, like one of the worst things you can imagine having to do. But they were porcelain. They had these little foot grip things that were porcelain. And all of the Afghans, if they weren't wearing their combat boots, they were wearing flip-flops. Well, April Fool's Day rolls around, and I don't really have a whole lot going on, but there's one of these latrines that's like 2 doors down from where I'm working, and it's like 4 stalls. And I go and get a can of Pam from the kitchen. And I just spray it on those little grip tread things for their feet. And then I sit back in my office and I listen to people fall and stumble all day as they're trying to go to the bathroom.
Oh my God.
It's one of those things. Every time I'd hear, I would just start cracking up, and people are like, "What are you laughing about?" I'm like, "I just thought of something really funny." The guys that come out of the bathroom all mad because they've been rolling around in filth. And yeah. In Iraq, we'd always find, the local nationals using the porta-johns that we had because we didn't have any plumbing. We didn't care if they were using the porta-johns, but they would squat on the seats to go to the bathroom.
Right.
And they would leave like dirty footprints all over the seats and everything. And we're like, come on, But they kept doing it. And they would always leave a bottle of water in there to wash with when they were done.
And of course, the water was everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But they would leave these giant, 1.5 liter bottles in the porta-john so they could wash with. Well, if you put Tabasco in that water and you don't put a whole lot in, just enough, you can't really tell what's in the water, especially in a dark porta-john. But man, those little dudes can zip across the fob looking for fresh water after that. Because the Iraqis, they do not like, and a lot of the third country nationals did not like spicy food at all. Like they literally considered Altoids to be like super spicy.
Yeah.
And, then here I am putting Tabasco on their butts. But fun to watch, So, that's the kind of the sense of humor that I had with a lot of things. It's like, oh, yes, we have to be culturally sensitive. Yes. But, if I can screw